We have another video out with damn. I didn't mean to show y'all my dirty room, but whatever, it's dirty. Whatever, I don't care. I'm back. Yes, I'm back with another installment of some of my videos that I just be bugging out with just because I want to have fun. A lot has happened in the NBA since my last video. What was my last video? I feel like I always do this on purpose. Let's see. My channel. My last video was 3 weeks ago, NBA free agency opinions. I don't even remember what I said. But it doesn't matter because now I get to talk about something completely different. Clearly, we saw, all these champions, whatever. Shout out the Nuggets. A lot of stuff has been going on around the league. Damian Lillard has requested a trade and has yet to be traded. Tyler Hero, who knows what's going to go on with him? Who knows how he feels right now? I mean, he's like an afterthought right now, but I don't know. Let's see what else is going on. See, some trades happen. I mean, I think I mentioned all that stuff before, but now that I am here, I decided to do a little like mini series where I want to talk about every single NBA team for the next 30 days. Now, it won't be in exactly 30 days, but getting a head start because the season doesn't start until October around that time. So I give myself August, September, and a little bit of October to kind of get my groove in. Most teams will probably be, done with by that time. I probably won't do a video on Miami and Portland yet because I don't know what's gonna happen. So we'll see what's up. But the team that I did want to start off with, and I think I'm gonna do alphabetical order. I mean, besides those two teams, obviously. And I think I am going to start with. Let's see, where am I at? Where am I at? Yeah, let's start with Atlanta. I want to talk about Atlanta real quick. Now, why Atlanta? See, Atlanta has again. I'm doing this all in alphabetical order from city. So my next episode will be about Boston, then about Brooklyn. Which low key I probably shouldn't even make a video about Brooklyn because who knows, maybe they might be in that 3-team deal. But the Nets shout out Ben Simmons, man. We'll see what happens, man. Anyway, I want to talk about Atlanta in this installment, this episode. What's going on with Atlanta? So Atlanta re-signed DeJounte Murray, as we all know. They re-signed him to a pretty hefty contract, but I appreciate it because I feel like he's a really good player, and not only is he a good player, but in the playoffs he was actually not that bad. I was genuinely surprised with the way that he played in the playoffs. So I think it's a good pickup for them or a good re-sign for them. My only question is, what direction really are they going to go into especially after what I'm about to mention now in the John Collins trade, because John Collins is traded for Rudy Gay, who was then traded to OKC for Patty Mills. So essentially, you traded away John Collins, your starting power forward, who was once averaging like what 20 something points a game, like 13 rebounds a game, like who obviously has regressed over the past couple of years because, well, frankly, you guys didn't really know how to utilize him. But now you got Mills, who was traded like 50 times in the offseason. So I don't know exactly where they're headed. I could see them trading Clint Capella and giving more minutes to Onyeka Okongwu. I can see them trading DeAndre Hunter, giving more minutes to Jalen Johnson. I don't know. As of right now, I'll give their offseason. I'm gonna give their grade at the end so that you guys have something to stay for. This is the projected lineup that I believe that they're going to rock with. It's a Trae Young, DeJounte Murray, Bogdan Bogdanovic, DeAndre Hunter, and Clint Capella. Off the bench are Patty Mills, AJ Griffin, Wesley Matthews, Jalen Johnson, and Onyeka Okongwu. That's like their solid 10-man rotation. I know there's more players, but I think that's going to be their solidified 10-man lineup, which I'm cool with. But what exactly are you expecting from basically the same roster from last year, just a little bit worse? Now, you can say, yo, Jay, they didn't really get worse. In fact, they probably got better because Jalen Johnson is a really good player. Onyeka Okongwu needs to be unlocked a little bit more. And AJ Griffin is one of those guys that, though he's a streaky shooter, he's nice. And you can, play him instead of Bogdan Bogdanovic. I really don't see where they're headed towards. I understand the trade with Collins. They want to get underneath that luxury tax, but then you go ahead and re-sign DeJounte Murray, which again, I love the contract that they gave him because I think he's worth it. I think he's that good. I think he can definitely be an all-star in this league. I just don't think he can be an all-star alongside Trae Young. but he can be an all-star caliber player alongside Trae Young, which is two very different things. But in the end, it it's the same purpose, the same goal. Your goal is to win a championship. I'm not saying that they will, but those two guys in the backcourt, it's a nice building block because you got an offensive-minded player in Trae Young and a defensive-minded player in DeJounte Murray. I see it. I see it really working out with those two. It's the other guys that I'm a little iffy about. Clint Capella hasn't been the same since his Achilles injury. We don't know much about Jalen Johnson. DeAndre Hunter is an anomaly at times, so it's a lot of question marks. I mean, and bringing in Patty Mills off the bench, do you really want to bring Patty Mills off the bench? I mean, he's older and he's more of an off-ball player. He plays better with great talent around him, and maybe he'd be better alongside a DeJounte Murray or a Trae Young. I don't know. I mean, you bring that Mills and DeJounte back together from their San Antonio days, but I mean, what else can they really do? The addition of Wesley Matthews, I do appreciate because I think they're bringing in that veteran presence really does help, especially off the bench. You can mentor AJ Griffin. Um, I mean, I don't know if it means much. And Atlanta also, Quinn Snyder, I think he did really well after being given this roster with John Collins at the time. I'd say he did surprisingly well. I mean, they played bad against Boston, but also not too bad. Like they're pretty good against Boston, and I feel like a lot of that was Quinn Snyder and his defensive prowess, but also having a player like Trae Young, he can really unlock something that I feel like Coach Pierce and Coach what's his face, dude from Seattle, McMillan couldn't really Nate McMillan couldn't really get out of Trae Young. So with that though, I don't know. I don't really know what to expect from this team. I do expect some more trades. But my thing is, who are you going to trade for? I also forgot about Sadiq Bey. I forgot Sadiq Bey is on the team. Anyway, um, I still feel like there's a little bit more roster reconstruction that they can definitely do. Um, what is that? I don't know. Um, because I would say the most tradable asset that you have, if it's not Trae Young and it's not Dejounte, it's DeAndre Hunter, right? But the one you probably want to trade is Clint Capella. But the one with the most value is probably Onyeka Okongwu. So like, and I mean tradable asset because of the money and because of the youth and because of the potential in DeAndre Hunter. That's why he's the most tradable asset. But the best player, or the one that could potentially be the best player, is Onyeka Okongwu, who I feel like can be traded really, really soon. So it's a lot of question marks in that regard. But overall, I feel like their offseason actually really wasn't as bad as people might think. I think the Quinn Snyder and and Trae Young dynamic, I think it can work. I think Trae Young just needs to just sit down and really like in his own mind be like, yo, like something's wrong with me. Like I gotta be a little bit better. I gotta be a better team. I gotta be more for the team, not just for me. I think that's really important, especially for the career that he can definitely have. He can have a great career in the NBA. So we'll see what's up in that regard. But and I'm happy to see, potentially minutes for AJ Griffin and Sadiq Bey, two young guys that are really solid shooters that though they're somewhat inefficient, they're getting better. I mean, Sadiq Bey is what, 25, 24 years old. Like same thing with DeAndre. DeAndre Hunter's like 26. Like these guys are heading into, what the new prime is now in the NBA, which is like 26, 27, 28, up until you're like 31, 32. I don't see why not. And again, if you're gonna trade anybody, it's gonna be Capella. Who's gonna get like who would you want to get for Capella? I don't know. You could look at a team like the Clippers. Maybe the Clippers want, more of a name instead of Zubac. Trade away Zubac and like I don't know, Bones Highland for Clint Capella. A team like the Clippers would do something stupid like that. Why not? A team that I feel like can utilize them more is Chicago. Maybe Chicago trades Vucevic for Capella. I don't see if that'll work, but maybe another team I could see Capella go to is maybe Miami wants to make a trade, and if they don't get a Damian Lillard sweepstakes, they'll trade for Capella or something. But you don't really want to trade it, but between your own division. So it's a lot of question marks that's going on with this team, man. And overall, I give their offseason a B minus. No, I'm gonna give it a B. I don't think it's great, and I don't think it's bad. I think the DeJounte Murray signing was great. I think the John Collins trade, though not really much value coming back, it's an understandable trade. Especially after this new, luxury tax or cap space or whatever the case may be. Damn, I'm big, bro. Anyway, as you can see, these videos won't be that long. I just really want to talk about whatever I want to talk about at times. You feel me? Like I'm really not trying to go nothing, like too crazy up and everything, but yeah, man, that's my video. Please like, subscribe. Even if you don't care, just try to watch my videos. I mean, it's gonna be one. I'm gonna try to do one every other day. Hopefully that works out. My next one might be not to be till like Monday, which is cool. You know, we'll see what's up. But I don't know. I'll be out. Peace.